Okay, we're diving into all things human design, how we came across this beautiful modality, how we've bonded over it because both Shadya and I have a fifth line in our profile and we're manifesting generators. And yeah, so how did you find human design? When did that happen?
Yeah, so a little before sharing this, I think it's important because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are like, human design, huh? What is
Oh,
this? Because
yes.
even though it's a very well known modality nowadays, a lot of people still have no idea about it. And I feel that maybe we should say that it's like really magical. It's very liberating tool, modality, like that combines astrology, it combines I Ching, it combines Kabbalah. It's just like a glimpse into who you are, what you came here to experience, what are your gifts, what are your talents, what are maybe some of the weaknesses that you might have.
Mm,
And it's really beautiful. It's been divided into five types because I still consider that manifesting generators are very different to generators. So we have manifesting generators, as both of us are generators, projectors, reflectors, and manifestors. If you're curious about this, our invitation is for you to get your complete birth information, time included, and search literally human design. Put the info in and just see
mhm.
what comes up for you. We have the beauty of having a lot of information that's accessible, and please do go down that rabbit hole because it's fascinating. And I feel that it's safe to say that it changed both our lives, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Would you add anything to that little
No,
introduction?
I think it's just if you feel the curiosity to kind of explore
Mhm.
it, like Shadia said, it's been life-changing for both of us. And I think with everything, we're both similar-minded in terms of you take what resonates and you leave what doesn't behind. Like for
Yes.
me, when I came across human design, it really gave me the permission to be me, a permission
Mm-hmm.
slip to be me. So my sense is that there are going to be some people that stumble across their chart and they're like, oh my goodness, I feel exactly the same way, which many people have experienced. And maybe you stumble across your chart and maybe there are some aspects that don't feel as resonant. And to that, I
Mm-hmm.
say, like, leave it behind. Like,
Yeah.
you do what feels good for you. But yeah, learning more about your chart and just following wherever your curiosity takes you is really, really incredible. And I think as we are moving into the new paradigm according to human design
Mm-hmm.
in 2027, I think it's even more important to really deeply understand our individuality and how unique we all are. And yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself, but yes, beautiful job.
I think it's great. Just like take what resonates, leave the rest. So I discovered human design because, as I mentioned before, I'm an eternal student. I was so curious. And my therapist at the time, I think that it was a decade ago or so, her partner at the time did human design readings. He was like a big human design guy here in Spain. And she was like, this is fascinating. You will love it. Da, da, da. And then I was like, okay. And I had a session with this man for 2 hours and I understood nothing. I was just sitting there and I was like blank, like so much information. I was exhausted. I was like, What? I don't get it." Then
Had
friend of
you,
mine,
were you already
yeah.
into astrology at this point or no?
Yes, for
Okay.
sure. I was an astrologer back then, because I'm an astrologer. Another episode on this. Okay.
Yes.
So I was into astrology. So for me, that was really fascinating. I loved it and everything. So, of course, human design brings a little bit of astrology. I was like, curious, but I understood nothing. It was so much information. It was so dense for me. And it was like, this
Mm,
is overwhelming. And then a friend I had at that time, she was also like learning and becoming like a human design reader and all this. So she shared with me, and I was
mm,
like, oh, this is fascinating. And then I
mm,
went into this massive rabbit hole of just like finding about this information everywhere. And I like understood that I was something that is called a manifesting generator. We're called superhumans because we mix we're a bit of the generators and a bit of the manifestors. And
mm.
I was like, oh my God, this makes so much sense, especially very much so because it was liberating because I never finished things. Like,
Yes.
I speak 7 languages, but I never finished the language course. I can read several books at the same time, watch several TV shows at the same time. I am a
Mm,
journalist, but I'm also a psychologist and I'm passionate about this and I'm passionate about that. Like, that was always my
mm.
gist, and I was like, I never felt bad per se because I had these multiple passions and so on, but I just felt like I don't fit in a box. I don't fit in this
Yeah.
cage. And when I was even at a point in my life trying to find a job, they would be like, oh my God, your profile is fascinating, but you don't fit anywhere. Like, it's so diverse, right? And I was like, thank you. So just knowing that I was a manifesting
Thank you.
generator was like
Yeah.
mind blowing for me. It changed everything. And then just discovering my profile, that's a whole different layer, baby. Don't worry about it. When you deep dive into human design, you'll find all these things we're talking about. Okay. You can even
Hmm.
stop the episode, go search for your thing, and then come back to the conversation.
Yes.
I'm a 3-5 and I came here to experiment and experiment, fail and fail and fail, and then take all of those lessons and be like, here they are. This is the shortcut. Was amazing. It brought me a lot of tears, but also a lot of joy. So that's summarized my journey. What about you, Felicity?
Yeah, I love that. And we also share a fifth line, which we've had many laughs about, which we will talk more
Yes.
about that in terms of
Yes. We can explain
inserting.
that a little bit.
Yeah, we
Exactly.
will. So I stumbled across human design in 2019. So I
Mm-hmm.
started and going to see this counselor. And then as I was seeing her, I was learning more about myself because I was just on that journey. And I came across the podcast To Be Magnetic, which is this big
Mm-hmm.
manifestation podcast. Anyway, one of the episodes on that podcast, they were talking with Jenna Zoe, who talks about human design. And I was just fascinated by what she was sharing. And then I kind of learnt more about my chart. And once again, it was so validating because I, as a manifesting generator as well, also had lots of different interests, started a lot of different things, got bored by them really quickly, moved on, and I'm very quick. Like, I don't really need to read the instructions of things, just like show me what
Mm-hmm.
it is, I'll figure it out, I'll do it, and then I'm moving on. And I think also I'm a 5-1. So,
Mm-hmm.
really learning about that side of things as well, all just extremely, extremely validating. Alongside, I am emotional authority. So, I'm riding this emotional wave all the time. So, I stumbled across this, and then immediately my one line in my profile, which is the investigator, which loves diving down rabbit holes and diving deep, was like, I want to learn everything about this. And then I stumbled across this human design reader training, and I just felt really compelled to do it. So I got scrappy and found the money for it, had no idea where it was going to go, and did this reader training. And I was single and dating at the time. And I just used to read like all my friends' charts. Like, I'd meet these guys, I'd read their charts, and like I was just reading everybody's charts,
I
like
love that.
trying to like just be like, you need to know this, and like, oh, look at all these things. So yeah, it was huge for me. And I even thought about starting an Instagram account ages ago called Permission to Be. And that was before I dove into
Mm.
the horses and kind of like sharing more about that. So yeah, it was just very, very profound and powerful. And I started to really connect more with that like sacral urge that I had. And that really was validated through a lot of the experiences that flowed from that. Because early in 2020, so I found human design end of 2019, dove in deep, and then early 2020, I did this business course, created an online program, had this huge success in my business. It felt really, really aligned, really, really magical, but I only had the capacity to be able to hold that for like 6 months before I wanted to scale. And that was part of the conversation that we had in the other episode. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's fascinating, right? Also, just hearing you how your journey started, and that's so MG. I'm like, I'm gonna dive into this and then take this bit of it and then just do something with it, and then it's so magical and it's so powerful, right? Because
yeah,
I feel that once you see something, you cannot unsee it, and
yes,
when you feel recognized, seen, valued, acknowledged by something that is external,
yeah,
it's a great validation of like, oh, I'm not crazy, like this makes sense, right? Like,
totally.
this is why I do this, and not like in a constraining way of,
No.
oh my God, now MGs are this and that. this is what I have. No, but it's more of like, I love
Hmm.
what you mentioned about the permission to be. Maybe that
Yeah.
should be the name of our series
Ooh,
or
maybe.
something. I love that, right? Yeah, because we're still, you guys, navigating through this all. But I feel it's precisely that. It's like you have
Mm,
full on permission to be whoever you want to be,
yeah.
even if that doesn't fit the conventional boxes or labels that
Yeah.
have been established to show you what the best way is to do this and that, because we
Mm.
take shortcuts, we're very
Yes,
fast,
we do.
right?
And
Mm-hmm.
interestingly, I think another thing that I didn't mention about human design that I think I'm guessing a lot of people have this experience with is not only learning about your chart, when you start to learn about the different energy types and charts that other people have, it allowed me to be so much more compassionate, not only with myself, but with others.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think before, I remember even when I stumbled across like everything working in my business and all of these things happening, and I thought everybody should do this. Like, if I'm having this, everybody should do this. And it's like, no, it's working for me because it's me, and I'm following like my natural
Yeah.
kind of urges and impulses and like sharing my gifts, and they are very different to other people's gifts, and just creating more of like an acceptance around that was huge. And
Mm-hmm.
even
Mm-hmm.
like comparing manifesting generators to generators and projectors and manifestors and reflectors, like you just go, oh, there's so many differences. And also it's really interesting as well. I don't know if you ever feel like there are some aspects of you that feel more like a different energy type. Like sometimes I feel very
Mm-hmm.
projectory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like there's
Yeah.
just a, and I think the like unconscious side of me is, I think the design side of me, because there's like two expressions. There's the design and
Yes.
the personality, and they come together. Um,
Mm-hmm.
one is like a generator, one's the projector, and then they bridge together to be the MG. But yeah, like sometimes I just go, oh, I kind of resonate with that. But once again, you just realize like the more you dive into the chart, the more you see how diverse it is, and we have access to
Yeah.
all of the different elements, much like with the astrology. I mean, it's connected anyway. And you just go,
Yeah.
oh, I just really get to take what feels good for me and what allows me to be more me.
Mm-hmm.
And coincidentally, so many people read their charts and are like, how do you know this about me? What is going on? Like from this dude that just
Yeah.
downloaded it in the late 70s, I think it was.
Yeah. It's super fascinating also because just knowing that even if we both are manifesting generators, there's so many nuances, there's so many things that
Yes.
it's not something that is like a sentence, right? Like it's like a life sentence, like
There's so many
you
different
are
expressions.
manifesting, you should, it's mind blowing. And what you mentioned about just like understanding different rhythms, like I could see, like, for example, both my siblings are projectors, right? So I could
Mm,
understand them much better.
so
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, my parents are both generators. I could understand them much better. When I
Mm,
was dating someone, if I knew what their energy type was, I like, no wonder they need to nap all the time. Like it's like these different
mm.
things that make others more human, even
Yes.
like it makes us value more our
Yeah.
differences, and being able to honor that, I feel it's really powerful. What is, Felicity, the thing that you love the most about being a manifesting generator?
I think I love the speed of it, really.
Mm-hmm.
I like that I get to learn something really quickly. I get to adapt it. And I was actually even speaking, and I don't know if other energy types kind of experience this. I would suspect that they do. It must just be like a different soul experience. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I'm somebody, and definitely with the shape shifting I've experienced, like what I will tend to notice is if I'm around somebody that I admire or I'm inspired by, I can kind of download the way that they
Mm-hmm.
function in the world and function similarly, or offer something
Mm.
similarly without necessarily having all of their background. And it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily feel wrong. It's just I learn over time, oh, I was more inspired by them being in their beauty and their sparkliness and being them, and that's what I was really inspired by, not necessarily the thing that they were doing. But
Mm-hmm.
what I'm trying to say here is I can be around someone and they will do something, and it's almost just like that file within me gets like reinstalled or updated, and then I'm like, oh, I've got it. Do you feel like
Yeah.
that sometimes?
Yeah. Yeah. I do feel like that a lot. Like it's like it turns something on within me. It's like, oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah. But I feel it has to do when we see someone that is so connected to their fire that
Yeah.
that ignites your own fire as well, right? That you're like, oh, it's law of resonance, right? It's like, oh, I'm vibing with this.
Yes.
And then you can have the capacity of just taking in what the fire of these people is all about and like
Mm.
mix it up with yours, if that makes sense.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I like being really multi-passionate and I like
Yeah.
blending things together in ways that, like I often say, my sessions feel like I'm a spiritual DJ. Like I've just got all of these different things. Some of them that
Love that.
I don't like sometimes I'll have experiences where I am working with somebody and there's just this deep knowing, which we'll talk about my
Yeah.
connection with that at some point, that I've got this, like, regardless of
Mm-hmm.
the intenseness of their experience and what they're sharing, like, I have got this. And it's interesting because my life experience in this lifetime, I haven't necessarily at this point navigated too many experiences in the physical that have been
Mm-hmm.
super, super intense and like grief induced. But if somebody's navigating that, I know how, like, I feel like this like soul that's dropped into this
Yeah.
body that I'm just like, I'm here. And yeah, I just feel like with the spiritual DJ kind of notion, like I can just pull things, I can blend things. It feels really freeing. So yeah, that's what I love. What do you love about it?
I love the possibility to pivot, like just
Mm,
like pivot or pivot. How do you say
pivot.
pivot? Pivot,
Yeah.
pivot. Yeah.
I mean,
Pivot.
yeah, I think it's
Or in
pivot
the
across.
US,
I
they
mean,
would
you're
say
always going to be
pivot.
like Australian.
Yeah. It's like, I think in the US, they say pivot, no? Or pivot.
I think it's
Well,
pivot.
being
Anyway,
being able
whatever.
to change to pivot, right? Like to
Mm,
change, just like, oh, I like this, and then do that. And then what you mentioned about being multi-passionate, like I love it. Like there
mm,
was a period of my life that I was like, oh my God, I want to do like ancestral music and stuff. I have all the music instruments that you can imagine in my house. Like I literally have three different drums, koshi chimes, everything and anything you can think of. I have inline skates. I have like quads, like roller quads as well. I have boxing gloves. Like I've tried it all.
I
Like,
was just
yeah, like,
thinking, like, every time I speak to you, you're like, oh, this week's Pilates, this week's swimming at the pool, this week I'm going to this painting class, this week I'm going to this cuddle.
yeah. You remember that? Like, yeah, cuddle party or so,
What
hug
the
party.
fuck?
What was it called?
It was a
So
cuddle
many
class.
different things. I'm always experimenting.
Uh,
Also, because, of course, being an MG already gives me this like multi passionate side of it. But my profile, my third line is also
oh,
like, oh,
yes.
let's try this, let's try that. But it's really fun. Like today, a friend invited me to do our own jewelry. So that's what I'm
Oh,
gonna do
amazing.
today. Like, yeah, it's fun. I just really love that. And I love the permission it gives me to just be unapologetically myself.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing. It's like seven languages. Yes, seven languages. Do you speak them perfectly? Not at all. Can you say hello, thank you, I love you? Yes, more than enough. Like I
Mm.
it's like these things. I remember when I was living in Germany, I would go to like German classes in the morning, and then in the afternoons, I would alternate between Italian and Portuguese. Like now I think about it, it's wild. It's not something that like usually people would do, but for me, it was like such a highlight. And I know now that's connected with my being an MG and being a third
Mm.
line. Like it's just like this thirst for life.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what I
the
love the most.
I
Yeah.
think the third line, especially, like, and we can just quickly, I'll give you a quick overview of the line. So,
Yes.
the first line is the investigator. So, this is someone that loves diving deep into rabbit holes and researching and very much in their own process and like will Google everything. And
Yes.
I have a first line in my profile. Then there is a second line, which is called the hermit, which they are naturally very gifted at things and they love being in their own process and they love just kind of spending time alone and just doing the things that they're really, really good at. And often they won't recognize that they're good at things. Others will have to tell them that they're good at things because it just comes so naturally to them that they don't necessarily
Mhm.
see that within themselves. Then with the third line, which you have, that's all about trial and error. So it's learning through trial and error, learning through experience. And I've got another third line friend, and I could already have been on the other side of a challenge that she has, but I can't just tell her to do the thing that I've learned. She has to do the thing her way and
Yeah.
follow all the steps her way because third line, she's just got to do what she's got to do. So yeah, very much.
Sorry, 1 second. I think one of my dogs is eating something that she shouldn't be
It's
eating.
okay.
Like, what is this? Okay. Now it's again dog paws.
That's
In the
fine.
first episode, Ranger was eating a shoe. And now I think Ivy was eating something that was like crunchy. Sorry for interrupting you.
That's
Your
fine.
beautiful explanation. Go
That's
ahead, babe.
fine. Yeah, so third line's trial and error, learning through experience, making mistakes, failing, coming, rising back up, all the things. Fourth lines are people that are really, they lovers of community, like close community is really important to them. Their opportunities and experiences come through like connecting with other people. So their network, their close network is really important. Fifth lines, which we both have. I'm a 5-1, Shadya's 3-5. Fifth lines are the like hero, the save the day kind of energy, very practical problem solver, can fix anything, can do anything.
Mhm.
And then the challenge is learning how to just do the things that you want to do and can do. Um, because others will project a lot of things onto you and be like,
Mhm.
well, I know that you're great at everything. You could do this. And then boundaries are important. And then the sixth line is the role model. So they go through a bit of a phase of like being in the third line energy, trial and error for the first 30-ish years. And then they move into the sixth line energy, which is the role model, having a very like higher perspective of things, like often feeling very ahead of their time and really just here to share through like storytelling, lived experience, and teaching. So that's a bit of an overview, but
I
the fifth
love that.
line, I love the fifth line bonding experience is hilarious.
I think that's why we were taking like control in all these groups we were in of the conversations and trying to like problem solve for everybody and holding the space and so on. But babe, thank you for explaining the line so practically, easily. I think you have a gift with this. So would you also like to very shortly go through the energy types as well? Like just
Oh
like
yeah,
so
yeah,
people can
that
have a
makes
little
sense.
like, oh, this just like very quickly because you're so good at it.
Yeah,
So they
thank
can
you.
get a little info of it. And then, babes, remember, go search for yours, share with us. What did you get? Are you familiar with human design or not? Are you already leaving your
Yeah,
design? Did you discover something that was mind blowing? What is your partner's human design, your family's, your besties? Like, share with us because we love this. Like, we would
yeah,
love also the conversation that we are having to be shared with you because, of course, Felicity and I can go on forever talking, but
yes,
we want to make you a part of this as well. So join us, come into the
yes,
rabbit hole with us, right?
yes. And
Mhm.
I also am bringing back to life a human design course that I did offer a while ago called Epiphany. So if anyone wants to like dive deeper, you can do that there. I'll put in the show notes.
Join, 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 join. Everything Felicity does is gold. It's not because she's my friend, but she's incredible. So join, join. You'll get so
Thank
much
you.
out of it. Join. Yeah, go
Um,
ahead. Explain a little bit.
Okay, energy types. So you mentioned before the 5 different energy types. So we'll just go to manifesting generator start with because that's what.
Question,
Yes,
my teacher. Little parenthesis. Do you also agree there should be like divided into five, or do you like make us a part of generators as
I
well? I'd
think
love to know
5.
that.
I've got two
Yeah.
generator like besties, and I'm very
Yeah.
different.
Very, very. Okay, go ahead. Five. We
So
say it's five. It's five.
we say it's 5. I share 5. It
Yeah.
feels more empowering to me. I mean, once again, you take what you want to take. So,
Yes.
manifesting generator, what we have is this defined sacral, which a generator has as well. Now, the sacral energy is connected to life force energy, creative energy. The more you follow what lights you up, the more energy that you're going to get. So, with a manifesting generator, the more we follow what lights us up, the more energy we're going to get. And we also have what's called a defined throat. So we're meant to
Hmm.
express through our voice and we're meant to share. And we have this direct connection from our throat to our sacral. So there's this life force energy that wants to come out through the throat, which is why Shadya and I are very chatty, which
And
is
that's why we're doing this. Chat, 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 chit, chat. Chit chat.
So, the manifesting generator is very multi-passionate, meant to follow what lights them up. The more we're in our sparkly, following what lights us up energy, the more people are around us are going to likely feel
Hmm.
that. And perhaps as you're listening, if you ever feel us really like zingy and sparkly, you might feel zingy and sparkly too, because that's just how the world works. So that's a manifesting generator, multi-passionate, follow what lights you up, you'll get more energy. And if you're not following what lights you up, you'll likely feel frustrated. And when
Hmm.
you're living your design, you'll feel satisfied. So that's my word of the year, actually,
I
satisfaction.
love that. Oh, I love that word. Very good.
It's been great. And then
Yeah.
as a generator, so the generator still has a defined sacral. The generator
Hmm.
can also have a defined throat as well, but there's no direct connection. If you look at your human design chart, there's no direct connection from the sacral via a channel all the way up to the throat,
Hmm.
or from the middle of the chart, if you look at it. So with a generator, still meant to follow what lights them up, gets lots of energy doing that, but they don't necessarily have the same multi-passionate nature as
Hmm.
a manifesting generator. And a manifesting generator also has that manifestor urge option as well.
Impulse. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
an impulse to kind of like take action to share, whereas the generator is purely meant to wait to respond. So, waiting
Hmm.
to respond to life, like living life, what lights you up, you follow that. What doesn't light you up, you don't follow that. Once again, if you're not living your design, you're going to feel frustrated. And you use that as a sign to
Hmm.
be like, what makes me feel satisfied instead?
Hmm.
And then you follow the satisfaction. So, the beauty of the MG and the generator is that most of the population is a generator or a manifesting generator. That's like I think like 70% of 60% of the
Yeah.
population is
60
one of the two.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
And you just recognize, okay, if everyone was just following what lights them up and we're all so different with what that is, can you imagine how good everybody is going to feel? Because not only are the generators and manifesting generators going to feel good, the projectors, reflectors, and manifestors are also going to feel good because they're going to bounce off of our sparkly energy. So
Hmm.
that's that. And the generators are just meant to more kind of like have their lane focused in more one area. It doesn't mean that you can't be
Yeah.
multi-passionate. It's just not as fast moving, I find.
Yeah. Yeah, and little parentheses,
Yeah.
like originally as manifesting generators, we used to be like categorized as a part of the generators, like a little like leg
Yes.
out of the generators, but like not only the two of us, every single manifesting generator that I've met, like we are species of our own, like
Yeah.
it's very different. So I, being the rebel that I am, refuse to categorize myself as a generator because I just feel that we're very different, both amazing energy types, but
Mm.
very different way of expressing it
I think there's a
in the
boldness.
life. Yeah. Hmm. Yes. Yes. Hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting to contemplate. And yeah, so we continue so you can see the differences.
Yes. Hmm.
Then we have projectors. So the other energy types, projectors, manifestors, and reflectors, don't have what's called the defined sacral. So that's why if you're one of those energy types, it's really important to pay attention like to who you're around because you're going to be very
Hmm.
influenced by the people around you. If they're not in their sparkly energy, it's going to be harder for you to tap into your sparkly energy because you're going to feel into all of their stuff. So with
Hmm.
a projector is very good at seeing things from like a bird's eye point of view and spotting better ways of doing things. And they're
Hmm.
very good at like creating systems and processes and just more efficient ways of doing things. So they just have this heightened level perspective and can see into the other more deeply. Now, the thing about that is with the projector, you're meant to wait for an invitation, either physically or energetically, before you share your beautiful gifts with others. If you just share, like you could see somebody do something and be like, oh my God, I know like a bazillion better ways that you could be
Hmm.
doing that. If you just share without them kind of having an opening for you to share, they likely won't be able to receive it, which will leave you to feel bitter as fuck. So
Hmm.
we don't want to be doing that. So a projector, you have these beautiful gifts. You wait until people are feeling open to share them, share them. You're amazing. And you're also going to be someone because you don't have that natural energy within you. You probably need more time to yourself, time to
Hmm.
recharge, time to empty out, time to rest. And then you won't necessarily have the same like workforce energy as a generator. However, I have come across people that are projectors that do seem to have a lot of energy. So I think once again, you just take what resonates, leave what doesn't behind. Anything
Mm-hmm.
to add?
Yeah. I feel that's also because it's different type of projectors.
That's true.
I'm very ignorant with the specific types of projectors, but you can definitely deep dive into that. And I know that because one of my friends who is also a human design teacher, she's a projector, but she looks like an MG. Like it's like,
Mm,
oh my gosh, she has more energy than me. She's popping out different programs. She's written like 14 books. I don't know. Like it's a lot. And
mm.
she did tell me that it's because I don't know if it's a self-projected projector. I don't know
Oh
which one
yeah.
it is, but if you happen to find out that you're a projector, but you're feeling more like the MG that Felicity and I are explaining, maybe deep dive into the different types of projectors as well. Hmm.
Yeah, and I think it depends on the like channels and the gifts that you have. Like there's
Yeah.
just so many different layers. So once again, these are just overviews. And this is where I in my course Epiphany, I love energy types, but I think energy types paired with understanding how your different centers are defined or undefined, the different expressions of them, the, like that will tell you more about how your
Hmm.
energy naturally functions than your energy type, I
Yeah.
believe.
Hmm.
Because
For sure.
somebody could be a generator and have like two centers defined, and somebody could be a generator that has all of them defined. And
Yeah.
like they're going to have very different ways of moving through the world. So
Hmm.
if you're hearing me talk and you're like, I want to learn more, come to my course or do your own research. Like you'll
Yes.
learn more about what I'm saying. So,
Yes. And don't get super overwhelmed because it is
no.
a lot of information. It has taken us years to embody our designs.
Oh, we've
Don't
been
think that
living
you're
our
just
human design experiment for a long time.
for a long time. Don't think that now you read it and you're like, oh, yeah, it's perfect. No, like takes time. Give yourself some time, some grace. We've been based on so much conditioning that it's not like, oh, okay, I'm gonna shift right now. So look at what I share. Like first time ever, I was like, I don't understand anything that this person is saying. It's been a decade now, and I'm like, uh, MG by the book. Like it's just
Yes.
like give yourself time and grace. Continue, my love.
I love this. And one thing I want to say about the MG thing is like MGs and generators both are meant to wait to respond. I'm just saying this
Hmm.
because there might be some people that are very human design practical and by the book. And when I said that the manifesting generator can inform as well, they might be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Look, there's just more of a boldness there. We move
Yeah.
on. Okay. So we've talked about those three. Then we've got manifestors. So manifestors are trailblazers. They're like this leader energy. They're like, I'm on the train. I'm going in this direction. You're coming on the train with me or you're not. And they have a very polarizing energy. People love them
Hmm.
or they hate them. And it's just the way it is. And if you look up a lot of really powerful leaders that have created really big movements, they are manifestors. So
Hmm.
if you're a manifester, it's really just learning to go, okay, I'm meant to say, I want to move in this direction. You inform, you tell people what you want to do, and you go. And your people will
Hmm.
come with you. And if they're not your people, they will fall away, and that is okay. So you're very powerful if you're a manifester. I mean, all types are powerful, but the manifester just has a different aura to them, don't you think? Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
And
yes.
it's only the 8% of the population, by the way,
Mm.
around it. Hmm.
Yes. And then that brings
Hmm.
us to the rarest of human design types, the reflector, which is 1% of the population.
Hmm.
And the reflector is a reflector because if you look at a human design chart, there is no centers, none of those bigger shapes that are colored in. They're all white, which means they're all open and they are essentially able to feel into the energies around them. And they're really powerful. They're really powerful indicators of how healthy a place is
Hmm.
because they're going to reflect back like what the community is sharing with them and how the community is functioning and how healthy it is or not. So if you are a reflector, especially, it's so important the environment that you're in and who you're around because you can shapeshift into
Hmm.
the other. So that's what being a reflector is all about. And there's so much beauty in that, but really learning to be with that is very, very, very powerful. And I don't know if you know this, but 70% of all animals are reflectors.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That's
Yes.
fascinating.
So animals have a very
Wow.
separate human design chart. They
Yeah.
don't have a solar plexus and they don't have the ajna and the crown, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I did a bit of a deep dive into the animal human design chart, but there were just some things that didn't feel as resonant for me.
Yeah.
I feel like I might go back to that at some point, maybe kind of put my own, I don't know, but
Yeah.
70% of all animals,
It's
and I always talk
fascinating.
about like horses being such powerful mirrors. I mean, animals are,
Mm-hmm.
duh.
Yeah. It's so powerful and so beautiful. And do you know reflectors, human reflectors?
Yeah, I've got a client that's a reflector that she's been
Yeah.
working with me for a little while.
Yeah.
And I have met people that are reflectors, but haven't really known
Yeah.
them. This
Yeah. It's
client is probably
fascinating.
one that I have known for a longer period of time.
Yeah. It's really fascinating, huh? I have
She
to, yeah.
she's found like I told her that she was a reflector, and she's found that very validating, and she's very influenced by the environments that she's in,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's just really, really interesting.
Yeah. When you go into it deeper with them, you see how they can either like really struggle or really thrive based on their environment. So
Yeah.
choose your circle wisely. Like this should apply to everybody. Like
Yes.
choose where you spend your time, your energy, everything wisely, but even more so for reflectors. I think you did a beautiful job at
Thank
explaining this,
you.
my love. I think it's really great. And I think that with this, we can wrap it up for today, like with the little overview of how much we love being manifesting generators,
Mm,
and also an invitation for you guys to just like dive deeper, join Felicity's course, Google it, ask ChatGPT, whatever it is that you want to do. But just like if this resonates, use
mm.
this tool to get to know yourself and your loved ones better. Mm.
Yeah, I really love when people, and I'm someone like if you look up on my human design apps that I'll use, like I have like everybody's charts, and I'm a stalker as well. Like, so if there's somebody that I'm like, oh, what's there? I'll like put in different times to kind of guess and see. And I
Yeah.
just love that. I mean, that's the first line in
Yeah.
me, I think, as well. So,
It's amazing. It's powerful. You can even do it for the president of your country or your favorite singer or whatever it is, because it just shows and gives a lot of information that is really fascinating and that explains their songwriting skills or why they do this or that. It's really
mm,
beautiful. I feel one of the most liberating things I've encountered. So yeah, thank you for sharing all of that, my love.
you're welcome. Thank you for sharing. And we will see you in our next conversation.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye.